Before I get started with this latest episode of the Chronicles of George, I want to thank everybody who is participating in my Chronicles of George series. If you have missed any of the episodes, you can check out my playlist on TikTok. It's labeled The Chronicles of George. And if you want to, I also have a playlist on YouTube. It has this green background for pretty much all of the episodes, so it's easy to find. That said, thank you for watching my videos and sharing the playlist with your loved ones and for the commentary and the participation. Because as you can see, I do read the comments and relay the questions that you have to Miss Sassy. So remember in the last episode, George had found himself a little girlfriend. And obviously people were commenting on the fact that this dude just cannot be alone and he's already jumped into a relationship. Well, in this first comment, she was saying it was a long time coming from Miss Evelyn, I guess regarding the divorce. She needed to spend the rest of her life in peace, enjoying herself with her family. Goodness, I hope George doesn't bring another poor defenseless being into this world, regardless of how one is with nature. So we introduced his little girlfriend in the last episode. And like some people have pointed out, this new woman is unaware of everything that George has done. She is an innocent at this point. So if she does become a real character, I'm thinking her name shall be Meadow. This commenter gave suggestions Meadow or Amber. I'm liking Meadow. It goes along with the fact that she's in the woods, kind of crunchy, hippie. So Meadow I think is a great name for this little girlfriend in the woods if she becomes a main character. You guys can chime in on if you like that suggestion. Okay, I was also asked to ask about Evelyn and the daughters and if there was an update. Okay, so Miss Sassy says, "Oh, that's easy. Evelyn is pretty drama free. George brought the drama and chaos into her life. She's just staying with one of her line sisters, still looking for her own house. She doesn't want the family home. I think she either said George could have it, and if he ever sells it, she wants a percentage of the money. The two oldest daughters are just being wives and moms and focusing on the kids. School is obviously back in session, so the kids are doing extracurriculars. His youngest daughter is in a graduate program. Still mad at George. She's still mad at George and Evelyn, but started to speak to Evelyn again after some therapy sessions. The therapist told her to contact her dad, but I think she still couldn't bring herself to do it, especially after she heard that Goldie went by their family home demanding money, then threatened to burn down the house. To sum it up, they really don't have anything crazy going on because the crazy went to Charlotte. And remember, if anybody has missed out on anything, George has gone to Charlotte, North Carolina. He's on a mental health break or something of that sort. And he's down in North Carolina where he's from, living with his mom. But outside of that, he is frolicking in the forest with his his tenderoni, who's 31. Remember, he's 57. And he has a girlfriend who lives in the woods that we're now calling Meadow. Now, to another update. So this is what Miss Sassy says. She says, "I've got a real small update. Boss man said Michael got in contact with the youngest daughter because either the oldest or middle daughter told him their little sister was dating some guy George knows of and can't stand. I don't know why the daughters would out their younger sister like that, especially with all that George has going on. Anyways, my boss and I don't know if she is actually dating the guy, but George believes they are dating, and his daughter is with the guy to get back at him and be spiteful. My boss got Evelyn's property out of the storage unit, and there was some of the youngest daughter's things mixed up in there. When he dropped the stuff off, he came at the right time. The youngest daughter was arguing with her dad on the phone. He heard her say stuff like, 'Whatever. Think what you want. I don't need you or your money. I have mom. Stay in Charlotte. No one misses you. You're finally in a situation you can't just buy your way out of.' My boss said she wasn't interested in giving him great details about the whole conversation. He gave her the stuff, told her she could call him if she needed him, and he left. He did call George later and said George was very upset. He kept saying, "Not my baby. My baby girl done turned on me too." My boss reminded George it's only been a few months. No one is going to adjust overnight. These things take time. Isn't it quite ironic, George, of all people, with his lack of adulting skills, the fact that he can't manage without a wife or a woman, the fact that he can't do his own laundry, the fact that he can't manage his meds, thinks that he has a right to tell his daughter what to do. I do not know his daughter much, but I bet you she has better decision making skills than George does. I bet she does. Anywho, you guys see this mug? I have a shop on Teespring if you are interested in buying a mug. And that is pretty much the end of this episode. Me reminding you all that I do have a book called Ashy Men Will Make You Fat. And that book is available at bourbonbougieshop.com. It is to help you guys see red flags, is to talk about what happens when you date a man and it is stressful, and what stress does to the body, and what stress can do as far as impacting your mental, physical, financial, and emotional well-beings. So go ahead and check out our book at bourbonbougieshop.com.